In this video, I'm going to be telling you why dopamine detoxing is going to change your life. If you're someone who feels like you're stuck, you're unmotivated, or you just don't feel like you're the main character of your own life, dopamine detoxing is something you should start doing right now. What this is going to allow you to do is going to reclaim that motivation, the desire to feel like you're the main character on this mission of life, right? It's really going to give you that energy and that vitality to start doing things with your life instead of just sitting around being like a fucking wanker watching TV, watching porn, doing all that shit all day long. So, for me, I first discovered this 3 years ago from Hamza when I was at a low point in my life. I literally declared war on artificial dopamine, and since then, my life turned around 360. I started really day by day feeling better and better until 2 to 3 months after that breakup, I felt the best that I had ever in my entire life. And it all started with dopamine detoxing. That was the key ingredient to me starting to feel better and have the success that I wanted to have. So this is not just going to be for you if you're getting through a breakup or something like that. This is going to be no matter where you are at in life. The more you start doing the non-dopamine detoxing things, like you start consuming artificial dopamine, the more porn you watch, the more TV shows, movies, video games, drugs, alcohol, all these things, every single time you do that, you weaken your mind and you lessen your ability to have the best version of your life that you could. So we're going to keep this very simple and make this a beginner's guide, because the truth is that simplicity scales and complexity fails. There's going to be so many different little things you can do, like, oh, fasting is going to help you boost your dopamine, or ice baths. But I want to just keep this very simple for you guys so you can understand it and actually start applying these things. The simple action step from this video that I want you to take is write out all the artificial dopamine that you're getting in on a daily basis. We listed some of them before, but let's go through them again. Are you playing video games? Are you watching porn and jerking off? Are you just sitting around watching TV doing all day? Are you on social media nonstop? Are you constantly seeking validation, trying to Snapchat people? All these things, they are going to be ruining your mind slowly. So what I want you to do is write everything out. You can always just Google a list and pull it up and identify the ones that you're doing. Write those all out. And then I want you to try and reduce or cut them out fully to as much as you can, to as much as humanly possible. Of course, in the start, you might slip up on a few things, but that's okay. We're not perfect. We're human, right? So you're going to be reducing those artificial dopamine things as much as possible whilst implementing the healthy dopamine, right? So you're going to be getting a dopamine boost and resetting your mind from doing things like meditation, gratitude journaling, just awareness journaling, reading. What else do you? Going to the gym, doing healthy things. That's really what's going to allow you to start rebuilding your mind and strengthening your mindset, being more present and more aware. And these are going to really allow you to start having that upward spiral. So it comes down to, as simple as we said it, cutting out the bad, implementing the good. And this is what's going to really allow you to start becoming that main character, regaining that motivation. It may not happen on the first day, so I want you to stay consistent with this for some time. It might take a couple weeks or a couple months, depending on how badly you fucked up your mind. If you're someone who is in a situation where all you're doing is smoking weed, watching porn, and watching movies, and you just go to your job and it's like a brainless job, or even worse, you don't have a job, you just do all those bad habits, then you're gonna have a little bit more work to do than someone who just like maybe occasionally watches porn or just watches movies at night and wants to level up a bit more. So it all depends on your starting point on how long this journey is gonna take you. But if you commit to this, if you go all in and declare war on artificial dopamine like I did, then you will have the success. I really want you to think, what is it that you want out of life? Do you want to be like James Bond? A main character on a mission, constantly. Everyone looks up to James Bond. Every single guy does. Do you want to be like that? Or do you want to be the guy who just sits on the couch and wastes away his life through a phone and doing, not having any real experiences for himself, just watching it through movies or porn like a weirdo, right? So it all comes down to, what do you want out of life? Find your motivation for doing this. That's going to be super important. Discover your why. If you really want to have long-term success with this, you need to have your why. For me, my why back 3 years ago was my breakup, and it's been ever changing since. And now it's, I want to conquer the world. I want to have successful businesses making me hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And I've discovered this, and this was something that I had to go through that breakup in order to discover my why. So if you don't have your why yet, maybe you're gonna still be stuck in this spot where you waste more time, you try and you fail. Because there was plenty of times when I tried to implement good habits before that 3 year ago mark. I tried some reading, I would do it a little bit, read a book or two, and then I would fall off. I tried NoFap, I would be on it for like a couple days or a week, and then I would fall off. So all these different things, or I'd try and quit smoking weed, I would do it for like a week or two, and once again, I would fall off. There's so many things that I tried to do and failed at because I didn't have my why. So this is gonna be the second important step in succeeding at dopamine detoxing long term, is discovering your why as to why you want to be the main character, right? I gave that James Bond analogy because it's very simple, but really, what do you want out of life? And is the actions you're taking on a daily basis getting you closer or further away? And you also need to realize one other thing is that everything comes from the mind and the imagination. Without that, you wouldn't be in this current reality. You wouldn't have ideas. You wouldn't be improving in any way, shape, or form. You would just be an animal, right? Eating, sleeping, and fucking. That's all he would be doing. You'd be just looking to, survive. You have a conscious that you can control. You can control your mind and you can dictate your reality. But the more that you do these artificial dopamine acts, the less of strength you're going to have with that mind connection. When you develop awareness and presence and you really reduce those bad dopamines, and you implement some of the good habits, you're strengthening your mind to such a level that you'll be able to start manifesting and really getting the things that you want out of life, having true accomplishments. So it's super important that you do this. Nearly everyone I know that's successful is doing this to some degree or another, whether they understand it or not. Like my dad, for example, he was a very successful businessman. A lot of the tenets that you'll hear about from all the popular gurus like Tate, Alex Hormozy, were just things that he naturally did. He didn't call it dopamine detoxing or monk mode, but during the week, it was just no garbage. There was no movies. He didn't use social media, all this shit. He was like, what the fuck? Who's doing that shit? Do you want to be successful or not? It's during the week. You get up, you work out, and you go to work, and you work till night. And at night, if you want to watch a movie or hang out with your family and wind down a bit, that's what you do. That's what I've seen growing up. That's how my dad had success. And this is what I see everyone else doing who is successful. So you need to think, there's a thing I was reading in this book called, by Tony Robbins, Unstoppable Power. Fuck, it's not Unstoppable Power. Unlimited Power. Unlimited Power, that's what it's called. You should highly recommend it. It's called modeling. It's from NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. If you want to have the success that other people are doing, you just have to learn how they think, how they act, the actions they take, and what they do. So that's why people talk about mentorship and all these things, because you can very quickly adapt the habits and behaviors of someone who is having success and replicate them for yourself, and boom, overnight nearly start having the sort of life that they are living, and start feeling the way they feel, acting the way they act, accomplishing the things that they accomplish. So that is what dopamine detoxing is going to do for you. If you want to start having the life that some of these guys have out here who are doing great things, you need to start dopamine detoxing. It is one of the essential steps that everyone is doing, whether they're actively talking about it or not. All right, so if you got any value from this video, please like and subscribe. Comment down below what you're going to start doing in order to start improving your life, reducing the artificial dopamine and replacing it with the good habits. I'll see you guys in the next video.